It's your main man, Dr. Life, in the business of saving lives. First responder responding to unnatural, artificial, man made disasters. It's been a long time coming, man. It's been a long time coming, but this week is a very, very special week. Um, I'm the product of some of the best cheerleaders to ever walk the earth. My grandmothers, Evelyn Webb, or Lillian Leggett. My mother, Beverly Webb Leggett. She actually she actually fought to represent her high school, Hamilton High School, which our family dominated in sports. But because of the time where she went to school in the 60s, the racial climate was at an all time high, and the school was trying to have cheerleaders but not have a face of color on the cheerleading squad. So my mother, in typical mom fashion, made it her business to let them know, if we can't represent you on a cheerleading squad, then our family can't represent you on the football team, on the basketball team, or nothing. You're not gonna have us playing and we can't be the cheerleaders. Needless to say, she was the face of the cheerleading team, cheerleading squad. And my wife, my older sister Terry, pep team of Pine Forge Academy, pep squad. Um, then when my wife gets there, my wife was, she had the same fervor when it came to team spirit, school spirit, coming from the cheerleading squad. I could feel it on the court. I could feel it at every event. I fed off of it. And then my daughter Destiny, same passion, same exact passion. When she went down there to Oakwood University, cheerleading was her passion. Same fire that her mom, same fire that her auntie Terry, same fire that her grandma Bev had. I've been blessed to have the greatest cheerleaders to ever walk the earth. Yeah, it's cooling. No, it's already out. So the One Love IMG neighborhood games, when it comes to the cheerleaders, there's Destiny right there. So we're gonna have a pro level cheerleading for all of the games. This is the slideshow. One second. So in college basketball, they have they call it the Maui Invitational tournament to start the season off. The Maui Invitational tournament. For those of y'all who don't know, um, I coach my wife, my kids in several leagues across all over the country, and so I've combined the championship runs that we had all into one major league, and we call it the One Love IMG Hip Hop Symphony Neighborhood Games, or the Hip Hop and One Mixtape Tour 2.0. So the N1 Mixtape Tour generated billions of dollars, and N1 sneakers and the N1 brand, all they did was sell t-shirts and sneakers. And it was number two only to Nike. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. But because it was three college dudes who started the company, and the company did way better than they expected it to do. So once they made a certain amount of money, they was done with it. They didn't care about per se the value that it brought, um or anything. They just were out to make a dollar, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I realized years ago that in such a short span, if that much money could be generated, and from the standpoint that I come from, I know that playing recreation saved my life. It was the sanctuary that I was able to go into in the concrete jungle to keep from participating in all of the other pitfalls and negative cycles that was around. So I was so laser focused on the recreation that I was able to navigate and not get caught up. And so that value, like there's no price that could be placed on that value. And so just for that tangible reason, the One Love IMG Neighborhood Games, just for the value that it has in allowing individuals who are in the same place that I was, that don't really have any options, putting this together, and then putting an income stream, connecting an income stream at all levels to be able to teach financial literacy and financial universities all the life throughout the life of the individuals who are playing. That's what is so beautiful about what we are doing with this opportunity. And then we had the number one motivational speaker in the world who's passionate about giving individuals from where we come from the blueprint on how to get into the top 1%. So then when you have my family who have been assisting me and being lifesavers all their lives, and they are champion, each one of them are champion competitors. Destiny played volleyball, basketball, flag football. Deja played basketball and volleyball and ran track. Destiny joined the track team. Xavier played soccer, basketball, track, like all my wife, volleyball, basketball, everybody in my family. And now little Damon, he's about to, this is the launch of his very first season playing competitive ball. And I told him I was choosing to start him later because I felt like my older children burned out. And so to prevent him from burning out, and there's so many other people who waited to high school to start playing basketball and they ended up in the pros and never ever burned out. So many people who didn't start playing basketball until they was in high school and landed up right in the pros. So he's in the 8th grade. We starting right now with the launch of this season. He gonna play through high school, and then whatever he want to do when he get to college, he gonna do it. So this is the pro cheerleader, pro dancer. Right after COVID, Miss Laura Graham's daughter. Shout out to, I call her Fly Ma. Shout out to Fly Ma and baby. They got some girls together. They started their own organization, a nonprofit organization, to give the young kids after COVID something to do because the economy, everything was shut down. And they put together a dance competition. And they call it the Dazzlers. Simultaneously, Destiny was leading the cheerleading squad at Oakwood University. So you have pro cheerleader and pro dance competition within the One Love IMG neighborhood games. And you have all of the sports that I talked about: track, basketball, football, volleyball, and everything is pro. We have the #1 motivational speaker in the world. We have the #1 school for media arts, Full Sail, who has the ESPN Dan Patrick School of Broadcasting, and they broadcast at Rollins College here. And then the facility where we're playing the games at, chaplain for the Orlando Magic, coach at Rollins College. So we have all the pieces in place to be able to bring. We also have a top-notch sponsor. To be able to pull off something like this, you gotta have sponsorship. And we looking every day to add new sponsors in the community. Gen Mobile. So during COVID, when they locked the economy down and locked the schools down, there's something like 4 million people who are at or below the poverty line who did not have access to internet, tablets, cell phones. And so they were really on total blackout. And so for 2 years to be out of school, and the other individuals who, when the schools got shut down, they went online. So school continued, but online. But these individuals, because they were so poor, they could not continue with their classes. So they fell 2 and 3 grades behind. And there's an economic disaster that's waiting to happen called the forgotten middle. Whenever you allow more than 40% of a high school graduating class to drop out. 85% of those who drop out commit violent crimes in the community that they live in. And so we're looking at the largest group of individuals. We're 4 years from when they shut the schools down. So we're about to start seeing the numbers of the effect of the forgotten middle of those who got shut down during COVID. And so this One Love IMG neighborhood games is the solution to the forgotten middle, because Harvard did a study and said, if you create extracurricular activities that can re-engage the individuals contemplating dropping out, and if you could keep them engaged and get them to finish, there is an economic stimulus, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per each student that you re-engage and get to finish. Instead of committing a crime, violent crime, they will spend thousands and thousands of dollars more, because they'll have thousands and thousands of dollars or more of disposable income, and they'll spend that in that community. It is the greatest economic stimulus that's being wasted right now. So we do a Golden Scepter tribute during the games. All right. We created a film production company, studios, and we created like Juilliard Academy in New York or Broadway. We created live play production studio. Okay. So while the games is going on, we're going to have entertainment going on as well. So on Tuesdays, we giving tribute to these Broadway productions and these film productions: Beat Street, Bronx Tale, Lion King, Fame. Beverly Hills, Dream Girls. One of my mom and Destiny's favorite movie, Dream Girls. And then our neighborhood that we're from is Hamilton. And on Broadway, there's a famous play that they do on Broadway called Hamilton. And so we're going to take our studios and our neighborhood and our family's history in that neighborhood, dating back to the same exact times of Alexander Hamilton and George Washington. Trenton, New Jersey is the place where they tried to put Washington, D.C. before they put it down there in D.C., the White House. They tried to put the Capitol in Trenton, New Jersey. When that didn't work, they tried to put it in Philadelphia. When that didn't work, they went down to D.C. So in our city, it's actually named after Alexander Hamilton, because they all were there in Trenton trying to build the country. And so we're going to tell this story, because I call our family the hip hop Bridgetons. Trenton is a bridge town. We got the bridge called the Trenton Makes, the World Takes Bridge. And so Hamilton is set in the same time that they shot, the time period that they shot the movie The Bridgertons. So we're going to do that too, because they had symphony orchestras in the Bridgertons, and they was having balls and dances and parties, and it's a story about romance. And my wife and I, we were king and queen of our high school ball, of our high school prom. And so the Bridgertons is our story, and Hamilton is my city. So on Wednesdays, I call it Wedding Feast Wednesdays because of the Bridgerton story, the Bridgerton love story. We the hip hop Bridgertons. All right. So on Wednesday, we're gonna be doing those live stage productions. So the games will go happen throughout the day, and then in the evening, we'll start the entertainment. Some days it'll be live productions, some days it'll be concerts, some days it'll be motivational speaking. My main man ET and people like ET, you know. So it's gonna be something for everybody. Then on Thursdays, we're giving tribute to Mariah Carey, Jadakiss, Styles P, D Block, and Fabulous on Thursdays. These are individuals. Remember, this is a Golden Scepter award. So we looking back to the golden era of hip hop in the 90s when Kanisha and I got together. And the people who we was rocking, the people that influenced us, the people that we respect as during the golden age of hip hop. This is who we giving tribute to. All right. And so underneath here, these are our individuals from the schools that we was going to that we're going to use to give tribute to put on these productions, right? And so when we do the tribute to Mariah Carey, we're going to have somebody from or somebody from our performance arts and fine arts high school and college do the tributes when we present the award to Mariah. We're going to have groups of individuals like in my hometown city of Trenton. We got a whole lot of MCs doing a thing in Trenton. And in my circle, I got a whole lot of MCs who've been doing a thing over the time. So when we do these tributes in this awards, our people from down here in these organizations is going to be the people who going to be doing the tribute. Then they going to come and get their award. And we doing fashion weeks during the whole time too. So we having fashion shows, and all of our designs and our fashion is up for sale. All right. So we're going to showcase our brand new clothing lines that we designed. Each one of the teams is going to be wearing our own proprietary uniforms that we design and make. Every team will get its uniforms, and the uniforms are a fashion statement out of this world. So we own in every single thing. The sneakers that the individuals wear, we got our own in-house fashion house that also makes sneakers and the uniforms and everything. All right, so Thursday, Mariah Carey, Jada, Styles, D Block, and Fabulous. And the only reason why we not live right now is because this is the first week that we're starting to do combines and starting to take video submissions of the players that want to play on these teams. And all over across the country, you can represent your city, your inner city neighborhood, in this tournament, and we'll have venues in your neighborhood, in your city, in your town, because we want to find the best of the best across the country. And so when you play in a tournament, it starts in your local town, but this is the beginning of the season invitational tournament. So we'll play the invitational tournament after we put together the teams. We'll play an invitational tournament in the beginning, sometime around, probably right around the end of February or beginning of March, right when March Madness starts. So we're putting the teams together, and we're putting the bands and the performers that are going to do the tributes. We taking auditions for everything. We having tryouts and auditions for everything, right? And so once we get the teams together, we're gonna put the schedule together. Then we're gonna play the tournament, and that's the beginning of the season tournament. Then the teams will compete all season long. March Madness is the end of the college season. They've been playing. We're starting when they're ending. All right. This is our spring season, spring/summer season. Okay. Then we gonna break in the summer for a minute, and then we're gonna come back in the fall and winter season and do it all over again. Take a break through Christmas into January, boom, boom, and then when January come, we're gonna start up again like we starting up again, and boom, we're gonna do our spring summer season tournament. All right. So Thursdays, these are the individuals we're gonna acknowledge. Then on Friday, Donnie McClurkin. Phase 1 is our performance arts group at our high school. Havillah, it's a women's group that's similar to it's a women's group that came from our college or university that we went to. Okay. So Havillah, Boys to Men, Brian McKnight, and our group, our hip hop group, Alien Rock Nation. That's Fridays. All right. And then we're gonna pull the talent to do the tributes to these groups from Madison Mission, Dynamic Praise. This is the Oakwood University that we went to. All right. This is my top-notch cheerleader wife and myself. One of my favorite tracks that Nipsey Hussle wrote on his Victory Lap album is Loaded Bases. And the team that I coach my wife on and my sister Natola on was the Thunder, the Maywood Thunder, or Maywood Thundercats. And Nipsey Hussle is known as the Thundercat in his neighborhood. That was his nickname, the Thundercat. And my wife and them, and I coached the Maywood Thundercats. And in my hometown, the minor league baseball team is the Trenton Thundercats. It says Trenton Thunder, just like the Maywood says Maywood Thunder. I add the cats on there because we the lion king and a lioness queen. All right. So I designed my own baseball outfits for my wife and my sister Natola and for my city minor league baseball team, just because I was inspired by the song that Nipsey Hussle did. And plus, my uncle Reginald Leggett was a supernatural pitcher. He was bound to go to the pros. Um, his favorite pitcher, Darryl Strawberry of the Mets. Darryl Strawberry of the Mets. He came from Crenshaw High School, same high school that Nipsey Hussle went to. So my uncle Reggie, he has mental illness, so he never got to go and fulfill his dreams. In honor of my uncle, I created the uniforms. Baseball is his passion. It was one of my passions. So um, this right here, this dazzling transformation Top Gun single eye vision. This right here, this is a coaching platform that E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher created. Okay, it's called the Top Flight Assessment. I call it Have Life Coaching. All right. So this is how we're gonna use this platform and this coaching platform to give anybody who wants to in our communities or in our leagues or anything, give them an opportunity to go from the bottom financially into the 1%. And we use this coaching method called the Top Flight Assessment to help you do that. Once again, this is my daughter, Destiny's pro cheerleading, and Fly Ma and Baby, they doing the pro dancing competition. We're gonna have pro dancing competitions going on during these games and pro cheerleading competitions. And then if you make the pro cheerleading squad, then you cheer professionally for the teams of your city. Same thing with the dancers. If you win an opportunity, then you dance for the pro dance team that we have. I'd rather see our daughters dancing than see them get caught up in these streets. So the Forgotten Middle is about creating extracurricular activities that prevent them and engage them so that they stay and become a productive member. All right. We Onyx Wall Street, and we gonna give people access to Onyx Wall Street banks, Havillah hollow coins. We got our own economy within. We launching a cryptocurrency coin that we own. And so if we paying individuals and our coin puts the value back in your dollar. There's something called inflation that has eroded the spending power of the dollar. So we created a coin that's backed by gold and silver, and it puts the value back in your dollar. So the moment we issue the coin, one coin is worth $120. $1 is down to 3 cents. So it's putting tremendous value back into spending power back into your life. This is how we're going to get y'all into the 1%. So then on Friday, by the way, Bob Marley, Nas, Nipsey Hussle. Bob Marley and Nas both dropped songs called One Love. So we paying tribute to Bob and Nas, calling this the One Love. And then I admire how Nipsey Hussle All while the Puff Daddy scandal was going on, he did the opposite. He took his lady and in every single video, you saw Lauren London as the star in all of his videos. The mother of his child, actress, model, he had her as the star in his videos over and over and over again. Then he went down to GQ and did a fashion shoot, him and his bride. So Bob Marley to Nas to Nipsey. One Love, IMG. That's Image. One Love, Image. Hip Hop Neighborhood Game. So this is me and my wife. Me and my wife, we about to put together a hip hop group too. She the first lady of Alien Nation. So Saturday night, it's gonna be dedicated to me and my lady and Beyonce and Nas. Beyonce and Nas are the pinnacle of their industries and what they do. And if you're gonna pay tribute, you gotta pay tribute to the best. Beyonce is the best at what she does. Entertaining, singing, she is the best. And Nas is the best in hip hop. So on Saturday, Saturday. Oh, that's Friday night too, with Donnie and McClurkin and them. Yeah, that's Saturday night. Friday night. Saturday night is Beyonce and Nas. All right. Friday night, me and Kanisha. Saturday night, Beyonce and Nas. All right. We also going. There's an affordable housing crisis across the country too, and so we have a real estate ascension program called Rise. And so we're gonna give our people the tools to be able to prevent and end gentrification. When our people can't find homes, other people come in and they turn our neighborhoods into their neighborhoods. And our people get scattered to the wind because they can't figure out the affordable housing crisis. So we put together a real estate ascension program for our people to show them how to master multifamily investment. And there's so many real estate individuals and so many individuals who are passionate about helping our people get their finance. This gentleman right here is one of the best at teaching you something called velocity banking. So we're going to do Onyx Wall Street, Velocity Banking, and Tree of Life USA Banks, Infinite Banking with Denzel Rodriguez and my main man, Julian Gordon. He does the multifamily movement. And this is my main man, Edwin McDonald. And he is the ultimate advocate preventing gentrification and helping our people get a budget and learn the basics, the fundamentals, and begin the process to go through the Ascension program. Okay, this is Russ Whitney, the very first course that I took in real estate. I took it years ago in the 90s with Russ Whitney. And the course is phenomenal. So we giving y'all access to real top notch individuals that's gonna help you get into the 1% and have a foundation and a base in real estate. All this is going on during the tournament. So on Saturdays, nights, also when, you know what I'm saying, Nas is the headliners, we saying these individuals right here: Fred Hammond, Virtue, Take Six, and Alien Rock Nation. Sunday, tribute to Mary J., Method Man, Red Man, The Locks, and Eve. Monday, we paying tribute to Tupac, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson. Tuesdays, the Victorious. He did a song called Notorious, but I call him the Victorious, B.I.G., and Faith Evans, and Dame Dash, and Aaliyah. On Tuesdays, that's who we pay tribute to. Victorious, B.I.G., Faith Evans, Dame Dash, and Aaliyah. All right. And of course, my bride is the centerpiece and the reason why all of this is happening, because she inspired and empowered me to start Break the Cycle in the very first place. She challenged me to raise the bar, and she challenged me as a young adult. All of the work that I've been putting in our communities, serving individuals, she challenged me to find a way to not only serve, but find a way to serve and feed and lead our family. So now we monetizing everything. We monetizing everything. It's time to bring in the residual income from the harvest that we invested. And we monetizing everything in your life. So this is my daughter Destiny's stream. And each one of my kids got their own lifelong revenue stream from the investments that my wife and I have made. So they have sacrificed time and all type of stuff. So it's only right that they get the return on investment. And they are the trustees managing these endowment funds and moving these endowment funds around. And their income comes from helping us to manage these funds. This is a bank. All right. And so you can't have fashion weeks without fashion. It's impossible to have fashion weeks without fashion. So to give you a quick snapshot of some of our items that you'll be seeing. And by the way, Dr. Zion Life MART is the retail location where you can get all of our fashion brands. And the grand opening of Dr. Zion Life MART, we in it right now. Holy Fashion Weeks. We're taking your orders. So these are the 2026. These are This is our fashion line for the upcoming spring to summer. So we also have a set of studios called Hollywood Studios. So I took it upon myself to tackle the the task of nobody has ever documented any of the parables. Nobody has taken the parables that the Son of God himself spoke and brought the parables to life on film. And there's several key Bible stories that either haven't been made or Hollywood didn't make them correctly. One of them is called One Night with a King. That's the story of Queen Esther. And so what you're looking at right here is the designs, because I wrote the script for retelling that Bible story of Queen Esther's marriage to King Cyrus II. And so this is the design of what you're going to see in the movie as Queen Esther and King Cyrus. But you have to also design fashion when you're dealing with a biblical king from 600 years before the Son of God was born. And so I took the time to design the whole cast of Queen Esther. And we also, because this is the richest nation ever, they ruled the whole world. And when they ruled the whole world, they were the owners of all of the resources, all of the gems, all of the gold. So I created a line of sneakers, as you can see, for King Cyrus, and a line of luxury high heels for Queen Esther. And these are really going to be for sale. I didn't just make them, design them for the cast in the movie. Design them to bring them to the market and sell them. And each one of these shoes will have real gemstones. So these are our designs. These are our designs for Queen Esther. And so when you talk about the 12 sons of Jacob, nobody has ever to my opinion, truly represented what it looked like. And that's what we're going to do. And all of these lines are being brought. These will be fashion lines that we'll sell as well. More of Queen Esther stilettos. More fashion. More shoes. So when we say Hollywood pictures, and when we say we are doing a casting call and we looking for models, we're looking for models. And when we say we're doing a casting call and we look for actresses and actors, we really are. More, more. And there's many, many sneaker designers that do collaborations and partnerships with Nike. Nike does it all the time. There's many designers and many individuals who have projects and all of that, and then they'll partner and they'll do a special shoe release. Happens all the time. And so the number one thing in our fashion brand, our biggest fashion house is our bridal party fashion house. Everything head to toe for a bridal party. We are the most luxurious and opulent bridal, from the lingerie to the wedding dress to the gown to the tux to in all different styles and fashions. Okay, so let's just give you a brief taste of what I've been telling y'all all year. And every year we're going to do, or during my wife's birthday, fashion weeks starting November 21st through December 21st, every year annually. And so the fashion lines that we launch during that month, we're going to bring them to market and y'all going to have access to them during this tournament. When we do this tournament, we starting right now. Right now. Dr. Zion Life Mart. We got a location here. So we're going to start bringing the fashions, bringing the designs. We're going to start selling it retail. So we hiring store managers. We hiring everything for Dr. Zion Life Mart. Also, we're launching the medical staff in the hospital, the Adonai Health, to be able to provide the therapy for anybody that might get injured playing in our leagues. This is also under my wife's Seer VR, Seek VR. We're incorporating virtual reality and augmented reality, not only in our retail operation, but also in our medical operation. We want to minimize the injuries. And then if we do get an injury, we want to minimize career ending injuries by the highest level of therapy that you can find. So simultaneously, when I say in the business of saving lives, I'm referring to our hospital system that is second to none. In the business of saving lives, the medical hospital system that we have is second to none. In this One Love IMG neighborhood games, the amount of revenue that will be generated from ticket sales, from broadcasting, from streaming, from everything is going to allow us to invest in our hospital systems and invest in our studios so that we're second to none. I invite you to get your 4 streams of income. Everybody who participates, you get 4 streams of income with us. Income for playing. Then we ask every player to find a younger demographic of players and to coach as well. So we can take you through the ET, the hip hop preacher coaching platform, and he will help train you on how to get into the 1% using leadership skills, motivational skills, coaching. So we ask everybody to coach a younger demographic under you in our league. Playing, coaching. If you can't play, then we ask you to find some type of thing that you can be passionate about in our studios, whether it's film, whether it's you name it, acting, whether it's modeling, whether it's behind the camera, whether it's show production, whether it's graphic arts, animation. If you don't have the ability to play the sport, we have studios that have multiple streams of income that you can find something to do within the studio. If you can't find a career on the sports side, that's why we have 2 different houses: performance arts and finest arts. And we're doing all this so that our people can erase the generational curses of poverty in this generation right now. All right. And in the forgotten middle of individuals dropping out and committing crimes in our community, and in gentrification in our community, and in broken marriages and broken homes, because the number one contributor to poverty, when families break up, then it's harder financially to survive. And broken homes, broken marriages, broken relationships leading to severed families contributes the greatest to financial poverty. And so this has been an unorthodox route to get here, but I'm monetizing this route nonetheless right now. We're launching the Havillah coins right now, along with Dr. Life MART and all of the schools to teach financial literacy, to teach the economics, to teach all of these things. And the first people that we're teaching it to is ourselves and our family members. We're applying principles that individuals that we've been blessed to be able to partner with over the years. We have multiple individuals who are multimillionaires. So we don't have to figure it out ourselves. I'm just giving access to individuals who their whole lives, like E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher, has invested in our communities these resources. I'm just giving us a platform to take advantage of it. All right? Come get it.